A cold wind drifted across the empty runway as two shadows cut through the morning haze, one shaped by decades of American stealth mastery, the other by Russia's new generation ambitions. Their edges glinted under the low sun, hinting at secrets hidden beneath layers of composite skin. Pilots and ground crews watched from a distance, not speaking, as if these jets were living creatures preparing for a silent duel. And today, we're stepping inside this rivalry to understand what truly makes the F-22 Raptor and the Su-57 of the most talked-about stealth fighters in the world. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Conflict Front Stories channel. Please subscribe and like my videos so you don't miss future deep dive breakdowns into modern military aviation and global defense technology. Before we dive into the cockpit and the exterior engineering, let's start with why these aircraft matter. For years, fifth-generation fighters have shaped not just air superiority, but entire defense strategies. The F-22 Raptor, introduced by the United States, became the world's first fully operational stealth air superiority fighter. It set the standard. The Su-57, on the other hand, represents Russia's attempt to push its own boundaries of maneuverability, stealth, and modernized avionics. They serve different doctrines, were built under different philosophies, and yet the world constantly compares them. It's a classic matchup. Experience versus emerging innovation, maturity versus flexibility, and refined stealth versus raw performance focus. And in today's review, we'll break down each of these angles in detail. The story of the F-22 begins long before it ever flew. During the late Cold War, the United States wanted a fighter that could dominate hostile airspace without being detected. This mindset shaped everything: the shape of the wings, the materials of the coating, and even the placement of sensors. The Raptor's exterior looks smooth and angular at the same time, like it was carved for the sky itself. Every edge seems intentional, guiding radar waves away, turning the aircraft into a ghost on enemy sensors. When you look at the jet from the front, the diamond-shaped intakes almost resemble predatory eyes, giving the aircraft an unmistakable personality. And this design language is not just for show, it works. To this day, many analysts consider the F-22 one of the stealthiest fighters ever built. The Su-57, meanwhile, carries a different flavor of design philosophy. Its exterior is sleeker in some areas and sharper in others, creating a hybrid of stealth and extreme aerodynamic agility. The fuselage stretches into a long and elegant shape with blended wing extensions that merge smoothly into its body. Unlike the Raptor's tight, compact build, the Su-57 feels more stretched out, like it was designed to slice the air with minimal resistance. From above, the aircraft almost looks like a futuristic arrowhead, wide and aggressive. Russia intentionally took a different route. Rather than prioritizing stealth above all else, they balanced it with high maneuverability aerodynamics, giving the Su-57 an appearance that suggests it's always ready to twist, roll, and outmaneuver whatever the sky throws at it. Now let's step inside, keeping the interior description short and simple as you asked. The F-22's cockpit interior feels refined and minimal. The pilot sits in a clean digital environment with screens placed exactly where they are needed, reducing clutter. The glass cockpit design gives wide visibility beyond the canopy, and the controls prioritize ease of use during high-speed engagements. Everything inside is shaped around pilot awareness and quick decision-making. The Su-57's cockpit interior is slightly more spacious and carries a mix of modern digital displays with a design that supports Russia's emphasis on maneuver-based fighting. The view from the canopy is broad, helping the pilot manage extreme angles during turns. It's functional, modern, and built for flexibility without overwhelming the pilot. Returning to the skies outside the cockpit, the Raptor's engines and thrust design deserve attention. The twin Pratt & Whitney engines are tucked deep into the body with carefully shaped exhaust nozzles that reduce heat signature and help keep the jet hidden from infrared tracking. They also provide thrust vectoring, an ability that allows the exhaust nozzles to shift and steer the aircraft, giving it unmatched turning capability even at slow speeds. When the Raptor accelerates, its body seems to remain perfectly stable, almost gliding through the air rather than pushing against it. This stability is part of what makes pilots describe the Raptor as incredibly predictable, responsive, and intuitive in flight. The Su-57 also has thrust vectoring, but its system is built with a different approach. Russia favors high maneuverability at high angles of attack, meaning the jet can twist its nose upward or sideways at extreme angles while still maintaining control. When the Su-57 performs these maneuvers during demonstrations, it looks as if the aircraft defies normal aerodynamics. The airframe is shaped to allow graceful, sweeping turns with minimal drag. This, combined with its engines, gives the Su-57 a distinctly fluid movement style, almost like a dancer compared to the Raptor's more precise and controlled motions. It's a difference in character, not quality. One is disciplined, the other is expressive. When we talk about stealth, the F-22's reputation often overshadows its competitors. Its radar cross-section is famously tiny, thanks to its shaping, coatings, and internal weapon layout. Nothing important protrudes from the exterior. Missiles are carried inside closed weapon bays, and sensors are subtly embedded rather than mounted externally. This gives the aircraft a smooth silhouette, preventing anything from reflecting radar waves back to the source. Its edges are perfectly aligned in ways that confuse enemy radar frequencies. The Raptor was one of the first jets built from the ground up with stealth as the top priority, and it still shows today. The Su-57 does have stealth features, serious ones, but it mixes these with aerodynamic priorities. The airframe angles do reduce radar visibility, and some of the exterior materials also help. However, the Su-57 takes a balanced stealth approach rather than pure stealth like the Raptor. Its sensors and additional systems may create more radar reflections compared to the F-22, but Russia engineers offset this with powerful onboard radar and a variety of electronic tools meant to detect threats early. In other words, the Su-57 hides well, just not as aggressively as the Raptor. Instead, it emphasizes fights where maneuverability, speed, and sensor range also matter. Sensors and avionics are another area where these aircraft differ not only in design, but also in philosophy. The F-22 carries advanced radar systems capable of tracking multiple targets at long distances while staying hidden. The way its sensors communicate with each other creates an invisible shield of awareness around the aircraft. The pilot doesn't need to constantly switch displays because the jet itself processes and prioritizes information. This makes the Raptor not just fast, but smart, and intelligence in aerial engagements is often more important than raw speed or brute strength. The Su-57 takes advantage of Russia's strong history with infrared tracking systems. It includes sensors that detect heat signatures from aircraft or missiles, giving it a unique angle of situational awareness. Its radar system is powerful and wide-reaching, and it also integrates multiple scanning technologies across different sensor points on the aircraft. This helps the Su-57 track threats in various directions, even when maneuvering. Where the Raptor focuses on staying unseen and striking when conditions are ideal, the Su-57 attempts to remain the most aware aircraft in a constantly shifting environment. Let's talk flight performance. The F-22 can fly at high speeds without using afterburners, a capability known as supercruise. This means the Raptor can cross large distances quickly while conserving fuel and maintaining stealth, since afterburners usually make aircraft more visible. The jet's aerodynamic shape helps it handle heights. speed combat while remaining stable. The Raptor's flight control systems are finely tuned, making the aircraft incredibly responsive even during sudden maneuvers. Pilots often say that the aircraft thinks with them, responding instantly to every input. The Su-57, however, is more focused on post-all maneuverability, movements that occur when normal airflow over the wings breaks down. Few fighters can maintain control in these conditions, but the Su-57 has been engineered to survive and even exploit them. Its airframe allows it to perform aerobatic moves at slow speeds or in tight spaces. This can create opportunities in close-range fights where sudden direction changes can confuse opponents. While the Su-57 may not supercruise as efficiently as the Raptor, its agility gives it exceptional close combat performance. In terms of weapons, both aircraft can carry air-to-air and air-to-ground systems, though the Raptor mainly focuses on air superiority. Because these are modern jets, weapons are stored internally to maintain stealth. The Raptor's weapon bays are known for fast launch capabilities, allowing missiles to deploy quickly without compromising stealth. The Su-57 also stores weapons internally, but has more flexibility with configurations and potential future upgrades, reflecting Russia's focus on multi-role missions. Now let's consider how these jets fit into the bigger picture of national defense strategies. The F-22 was designed for a world where the United States needed to control contested airspace. Its stealth and precision reflect a doctrine built around air dominance and risk minimization. The aircraft is meant to strike first, stay hidden, and keep control of the sky with minimal losses. The Su-57, however, is part of a system where Russia expects threats on multiple fronts and values adaptability. The aircraft is built to handle close-range encounters, unpredictable environments, and missions that change rapidly. It's meant to be flexible, versatile, and able to operate under fewer ideal conditions. When comparing their exteriors again with all these factors in mind, you start to understand why each jet looks the way it does. The Raptor's smooth surfaces, tight angles, and compact body make sense for stealth-first design. The Su-57's broader wings, sharper features, and longer fuselage make sense for maneuver-first design. Each aircraft is visually distinct because it follows a distinct philosophy. Stepping back inside briefly, both cockpits, while different, serve the same purpose: keep the pilot calm, informed, and in control. The F-22's interior is minimalistic, modern, and optimized for clarity. The Su-57's interior mixes modern display technology with visibility enhancements for agile maneuvering. Both prioritize pilot awareness, just in different ways. As we near the end of this deep dive, it's important to remember that neither aircraft is better in every category. They are reflections of their nation's strategies. The F-22 is a ghost, silent, invisible, precise. The Su-57 is a performer, agile, adaptable, and unpredictable. They are rivals only because their stories intersect at the pinnacle of modern fighter design. In a hypothetical comparison without describing combat in detail, the F-22 excels in stealth, long-range awareness, and controlled precision. The Su-57 excels in maneuverability, flexibility, and sensor diversity. Both look incredible in the sky. Both interiors support pilot focus. Both exteriors tell their own engineering stories. They are products of decades of research, billions of dollars, and countless hours of testing, all leading to the two jets we see today, the Raptor and the Su-57. And like any great rivalry, the fascination will continue. Engineers will innovate, pilots will train, analysts will debate, and we'll be here on Conflict Front Stories, exploring every detail along the way. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more reviews, comparisons, and aviation stories, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep creating deep dive content like this. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next story.